He's in his leisure suit.
Yeah.
Are you going jogging after we're done here?
Jogging? Yes,
Are
I'm
you
going to go jogging.
Jogging?
Yes.
Jogging with a head cold, huh?
Yeah, why not?
So many people sick right now.
Almost everybody I know.
Yeah. Well,
somehow I got out of the Puyallup and the Portland show without getting the usual cold to hand out to you at the door. You know, I didn't get one.
Here's your ticket. Here's your stamp. Here's your virus.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. In that order.
That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it wakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, well, we didn't do the heavy grind of that Portland show, only down there for a couple days. And so I wasn't so exhausted as I have been previous years after back-to-back shows like that and traveling, everything else. Hey, Anthony, how you doing? Good to see you on here. So yeah, kind of got through that. Was still getting over stuff though through Puyallup, and then finally it cleared out. Now that you show up with another head cold,
yes,
here we go again.
That was a nice dip.
Round two.
Yeah,
a lot of people I know out there fighting the crud. Yeah,
that's
needed to go away, man. It's it's about go time here. I mean, we can be going after spring Chinook. How excited are we? We have blackmouth. Today is the 5th. Yeah. So we can officially say it is less than 1 month away.
5th, that's right.
April 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Now we gotta assume that area 9-10 up there is just going to be. It's going to be like a July summer Chinook opener.
Well, the problem is it was so good last year.
Oh my God!
Everybody remembers how good it was, and they went, "Oh my, we are certainly doing that again this year." So I anticipate as many folks, if not twice as many folks.
It's going to be,
which means that quota is going to be eaten up pretty quick.
Well, yeah, he does. He's got the sweatsuit on.
Yeah.
Well, he's got the leisure
part of the soprano crew.
Leisure suit Larry over here. Yeah, you gotta go mafia on me. Well, I mean, yeah, think about it. Last year, April, we don't have. I mean, unless we're fishing right out here in the backyard, Area 13,
right,
which you can fish anytime you want. We just don't really have a winter blackmouth opportunity to look forward to. So
took that for granted for so many years. Back in the 80s and the 90s, it was so good. You could go anytime, December, January, February, and go out and expect to catch a nice fish to eat.
Yep.
Man.
Now we saw the benefits of, it was going into it. Hey, we're getting April 1st week of finally get a blackmouth opener. Let's see how we do. And, we were both in agreement and fully on board. Like, if we can stay off sublegal encounters and put spring Chinook in the boat, which we did. Half of our fish, when gutted, had eggs. Half.
About that long, little 2-inch skeins in them.
The big, that 15-pounder I got was well on its way. So it was like we had to wait for it, but it was worth the wait.
Oh man,
it was worth the wait. And
by the way, none of that fish saw a freezer.
Yeah. So we get to look forward to that, and as we kind of roll through this next month here and get ready for that, start throwing out some bait labs and preparation of. But when it comes to that particular fishery, and even in the summertime, but more so for those blackmouth, I mean, my rule is a 4.
Yeah,
perfect. It worked out great. Number 4, cookies and cream or cop car.
Yeah, indeed.
Right, was
24-inch leader,
40-inch leader for me, and a 4/0 Gamakatsu hook on that spoon, and yeah,
I ran mine with a number 5 swivel.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to put a swivel on there.
Yeah.
That 360 rotation on that hook on that spoon is important. You're gonna land a lot more fish
right here,
especially with it being barbless.
Yeah.
The 2 things you can do, you can swap that out, and we'll get back into this as we prepare for season. But you swap that out with that barrel swivel, and you use that that number 4 Gamakatsu sickle style hook.
4/0.
Excuse me, no, 4/0 hook, sickle style. That the Big River.
When you debarb any hook, if it's a perfectly round bend on it, it will roll off
for sure.
And on the sickle style hook, like the Big River is, it has the notches in it which will stop and hold.
It's an anchor point, I call it.
An anchor point, exactly.
It's an anchor point.
It won't roll out.
No,
they're superior in all ways.
I totally agree, and that's why we fish them. That's why we run those gami hooks. They're extra sharp. They stay sharp in the salt water.
They do.
The salt water does dull hooks over time. So, but 1 or 2 trips, and you should be swapping out your hooks anyway.
Every trip I do.
Yeah, and that's, the nice thing too about having that swivel on there. It's easy to bend those out, crimp a new one back on there.
Yeah.
Works so well. Shane Vanderland is on here. Holy smokes. George Garcia, nice to see you. Yep. Folks are chiming in.
Like it.
Yeah, I'm just so excited. I can't wait for largemouth. But I think we're looking at an early spring too. These warmer temperatures. We'll talk about this as we move through the evening here. But the lake temperatures are already definitely a couple degrees warmer than I believe where they typically are this time of year.
Well, I like that because I'm a trout guy.
I know. I'm a kokanee guy.
Well, that too. All you need to know is driving over here, there's daffodils everywhere, right? And when the daffodils come up, man, it's go time. That's what I know. Daffodil, my favorite flower in the whole world, because when they come up, dude, winter is done in the rear view. Love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But as we noticed, and as we'll unfold this here through the program tonight, the water temperature in Lake Sammamish was 45 degrees,
which I think would be amazing, right?
Yeah, it's you're looking at historical data on that because I was curious. It's about 2 degrees warmer than it typically is this time of year, just coming out of February like this. And I think the lakes will warm up faster earlier this year than previous, simply because we're gonna have more sunny days than we're probably used to seeing in March.
Yes, sir.
So that gets things cranking up here. So
you said the K word too.
Kokanee.
You said kokanee.
Oh my gosh.
I
can't wait. There's a few kokanee slayers on here. Yeah, definitely like the white shoes with the sweats. Definitely leisure time. The show.
Should I stand up and?
No, let's not do that.
Catwalk for everybody.
You definitely have that. You definitely have that mob look to you. You need a necklace hanging down there.
I can't wear it on TV. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that.
Can't put it out there like that.
Yeah.
You boys paying attention over here?
I got to charge you 2 extra points if I do that.
Hey, Jake, nice to see you on here. What's going on? All right. Say we get started. We got a lot to get through.
Yeah, we do.
We got a lot to get through.
A lot of fun stuff and a lot of stuff I don't want to talk about.
Yeah, we got some frustration. Gonna lay it out there for you folks tonight. We got some salmon numbers later on in the program, but we also have some budgetary cuts that are coming. Very frustrating for WDFW. I mean, a lot of you will throw stuff at WDFW, but some of this stuff, they are handcuffed and can only do as much as they can do when they get no money, and it gets very frustrating.
Man.
So, okay, let's do that. Jordan, you ready?
Shall we?
Get number one on the way. Hello and welcome to Fishing Northwest, New England. Bill Herzog.
Hunting, fishing is my kind of style. I plucked the Wainuchi when
Right there. Oh, there we go.
I'm proud I own the
River bites and hatcheries and keep that fish. Look at that thing. It's not a bad start right there. Oh, it's a big kokanee.
Well, this is as old school as you could ever imagine.
We're fishing this McKay pot. One of the cool things about a McKay pot is it's got our bait tunnel built in.
Well, buddy, what do you think, huh? Oh my gosh. You spotted him. 360 rod in the Quick Series. Fantastic rod. 10.5 foot, 17 to 40 pound rating. Water getting in there, and he's going to pull right out of my hand. There he goes. Hello and welcome to Fish on Northwest, New England. Mr. Bill Herzog.
How you doing, Dwayne?
I'm doing fantastic. Coming to you from the Fish on Northwest studio located here in Olympia, Washington. So glad you could join us for tonight's program. Bill, we got a busy one.
Yes, we do.
We got a busy one. Going to jump right to it. We had an absolute blast last week. We got out on the water with Kyle Clark.
Yes.
And he's with PNW Fishing Adventures, and he invited us to come out cutthroat fishing.
All you had to do is say cutthroat, and I was in.
You're like, I don't care where we're going, but we're going to go get after it.
Yeah.
That actually brings us to this week's peak outdoor moment of the week. fun we had last week out there with Kyle Clark and chasing those cutties, man. A lot more of that to get to on tonight's program. And speaking of which,
yes,
on tonight's program, a recap of our recent outing with Kyle Clark, chasing sea run cutties, and what we learned. Bill, we took away some stuff from there. And then
that's a fact.
We're going to jump into the Skagit, Sauk and Sauk River steelhead fishing. What are we missing out on right now? Well, I think you're going to be a little bit ticked off, as are we. And then, of course, we'll jump into some WDFW budget woes.
Boy.
They continue, and you can blame your local legislator. Jumping out for a quick break. We'll be right back. Allied, the new leader in heavy gauge aluminum boats. Allied boats have standard reverse chine and lifting rakes to help you plane faster and run at lower RPMs. Allied boats have several models to choose from, ranging from a 19-foot Mustang all the way up to a 32-foot Liberator. So regardless of what type of heavy gauge aluminum boats you are looking for, Allied Boats will have it for you. Contact Allied Boats today to learn more about these incredible fishing machines.
Sharp as can be. Super strong, super durable.
Really good penetration. Thinner and stronger.
Catch fish after fish.
I want to make sure that I'm using the best stuff possible.
World's finest hook.
World's finest hook.
Gamakatsu, world's finest hook.
Yep, for sure. Oh yeah, big fish. Yeah, buddy. Nice fish. Oh, beauty. Gorgeous fish.
Bobby's on the board.
We got a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa!
No, geez, come on.
Nice fish. Nice fish.
All right, welcome back. Bill, as we saw there, we got out this last week with Kyle Clark at PNW Fishing Adventures and had an absolutely great day. I mean, got into a nice number of cutthroat. Now, when he said, hey, let's go cutthroat fishing, I figured kind of like Lake Washington, Lake Sammamish, we're just going to troll for cutties.
Yeah, I thought we were going to use little herring and maybe some spoons and whatnot and have a good time doing that. But I'll tell you what, I'm a little upset about the whole thing.
How come?
Because I got to go buy blade baits.
Yeah,
now.
well, we'll get to that.
You don't think we don't have enough tackle as it is for trout?
We went into this assuming, we're going to jig for trout. We're going to twitch, twitch jigs for trout. You brought the gamut, of course, tying up all them. So did Jordan. And I got the first fish on, slow twitching a jig. You picked up a couple on some of your patterns.
Yeah.
Not that they didn't work, but talk a little bit about that presentation and how we were working that jig in comparison to, say, other just kind of what you might think twitching for trout might be.
Well, it was pretty similar, and you always want to stay on the bottom because we're trying to simulate a sculpin or a small crayfish or some small fish, and the bottom is where they hide.
Right.
Okay. Anything that's up and cruising around is dead in nature. Okay.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So you want to keep that down below where they can hide, and that's what the trout are looking for them. They keep their eyes down. And we want to work those things. We want to work them very slowly, like 6 inches to a foot off the bottom all the time. I don't care where you are.
Yeah.
But it really made a difference that day when we were out there.
Yeah, because just a real slow, subtle twitch, just barely letting it come up off the bottom, stay within a foot or two at the most, and let it drop. If you hit bottom, it's okay once in a while to make. That just was telling me, okay, I'm at least keeping it down there close, and we're not got hung up on a couple things, but not really.
Watch me to bring a whole box.
Yeah, that's you're going to lose a few.
Yeah.
So we're doing that. Kyle's over there just waylaying on him on his blade baits. And he's like, yeah, I've been running these blade baits. And to be honest, he literally told us, he stumbled across this accidentally fishing for bass. He's a bass fisherman.
Right. Well,
so running these blade baits. And he's kind of showing us the product. Now, I've used blade baits for walleye.
Sure.
Pretty used to, just twitching that up or
I
just
spent
slow
the day
drag.
bass fishing a couple of times with the old rattle trap, which is
It's
pretty
kind of the
close,
same
right?
thing,
Yeah.
right? So we put on these blade baits, and gosh, them things just absolutely hammered on those. Found it interesting, but I guess the idea, the premise, and the presentation is the same. It acts a little different because it vibrates and wiggles on up. But instead of twitching, we're just a real subtle, soft up pull on that to where, and Kyle said it multiple times, you feel that blade engage and then you shut it down.
Right.
It's like as soon as you feel it engage, you've lifted it off the bottom and probably moved it a foot or 18 inches, and then you're going to let it fall. And those things would hit it, unlike Coho smacking a twitch jig. Those things would hit it as you're coming up. They hit it on the fall, and then
they didn't care. If you look at the two different techniques, when we're twitching a jig, primarily rabbit tail jigs, it's a very flowing motion. Okay, very flowing, very subtle, kind of slowish.
Yep.
That blade bait wiggles really fast. Even when you move it just a little bit,
vibrates.
It really moves it, and it puts out a flash. Whereas our jigs don't.
Correct.
It's a whole different presentation. I mean, they're mutually exclusive.
Yeah, that's a valid point. You could definitely feel that thing vibrating as you brought it up.
Right.
And then you shut it off, let it fall. And like I said, and color didn't really seem to matter.
No.
I think Kyle even said, he doesn't, cloudy day, sunny day, doesn't matter. It's all about the action, all about, whether they have UV on them or not. The fish are obviously seeing them. Sure. The water was pretty clear.
Although primarily, a lot of our bites on the blade baits did come a gold pattern. Now I do know
mostly I did use that. I don't even know what color it was. It's kind of a pearl.
Yeah, pearl. It was pearlescent.
Yeah.
I know that West Slope cutthroat.
Yeah.
They love the color gold. When you go up to the high mountain lakes or any river or stream where you find them, guys will always throw chrome or bright brass. I mean, gold or bright brass all the time for those. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Always.
So the blade bait was working. I mean,
great.
I gave up on the jig for a little bit, started going with the blade bait, and got into some real nice fish. And water temperature, I think I mentioned at the start of the show, was already 45 degrees,
which I think would have been
for bass guys, they're getting really excited. These lakes are, and as typical, I mean, your shallower lakes as we get into springtime are going to warm up first, but Lake Sammamish is 7 miles long, 115 feet deep. I mean, that's a good sized body of water. Surface temp's already 45. We got a lot of sunny days coming here in March and April. I think our surrounding lakes are gonna start popping earlier than later this year.
Let me tell you,
it's interesting. Those fish in that lake now, as you had mentioned, probably a percentage of those are residential, resident cutties spawning in the creeks. I think Kyle may have mentioned there's about 6 or 7 different creeks dumping into Lake Sammamish, but a number of these are anadromous. Cutthroat coming from Puget Sound,
and that's where you get the size.
That's where you get the bigger ones. And what's interesting is that is about a 22 mile journey from Puget Sound through the Ballard Locks into Lake Washington, through the Sammamish River or slough. Actually,
the only thing that's going to slow them down are the locks.
Exactly.
They're just going to.
Yep. So through the slough, which you can't fish in, and then into the lake, which is 7 miles long, and they end up there. And let me tell you, there seem to be a lot of them on the graph.
Well, I know we're going to do next year. A month earlier.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Yeah, that's weird. We caught the tail end of it there. He's pretty much done. And it was going to bring some more of that content to you as we roll into the next week here. But it was just a great day. Kyle Clark at PNW Fishing Adventures, a heck of a guy. Really understands and knows that fishery and is happy to bring it to you. So look him up on social media. All right, out for a quick break. We will be right back.
I make my living catching fish, not only as a tournament angler, but as a guide as well. Catching fish is important, and Gamakatsu hooks for me, you know, they kind of help take the luck out of fishing a little bit just because they're a high quality hook. Obviously have a really good reputation for being very strong and very sharp. Gamakatsu, I use their products every day in the boat, and, you know, big part of my success.
Alrighty, welcome back. Just looking at all the messages on here, Bill, through the break. And Kyle says, hey, when you catch those fish up north, they're still covered in sea lice. So that tells you something. I mean, those things, they got quite the journey to make it through. And coming out of Puget Sound, that makes absolute sense.
Moving and grooving, man.
Absolutely. Hey, want to take us to an area now of something that we are unfortunately missing out on right now. Okay, Skagit Sauk, Steelhead catch and release on the Skagit and Sauk right now should just be go time all the way through mid-April.
It's time.
Look, we spent a number of years, lots of folks involved, a lot of money spent, a lot of value in that to the local economies and whatnot, and we should be doing that, but we're not because of our legislators and the budget cuts to WDFW and the fact that they can't monitor those fisheries, so they have to shut them down. And it's not getting any better, not only in 26 but in 27. Just to take us back, here's a quick look at what we're actually missing out on right now.
You got a box of tissues for me?
As we go along here too, so definitely worth tossing into. What is that? I thought you were snagged.
No.
Snag?
It picked it up so soft. I was reeling up to it, trying to catch it. It kept coming at me. I was like, gosh darn it, is that a fish? And then all of a sudden,
what do we got? A little dolly?
Huh?
Dolly?
It doesn't feel real big, but
feels
now
like a real one.
It'll wake up in a second.
It's starting to wake up a little bit.
Park the boat over here in the shallows. It's gonna be happy.
Yeah, not a dolly now, Mike. Yeah, he feels like a decent fish.
You don't want to say hi. Camera shy.
These okies don't work. I like getting out of the boat.
I like landing fish.
Yeah, I know. It's a stupid thing to do, but. No, definitely not an 8-pounder.
Where are you going? Just head up for me. One more time. There we go. There he is.
Okay.
All right, that'll work. That's
You're gonna start the day with that?
I'm gonna start the day with that. Are you kidding me? And let's go back to the take.
I said you can't start the day like this.
Goodness. Sauk steelhead, and this is why we come up here. Look at that guy.
Tilt the dorsal towards me a little bit. There you go. That's a beautiful fish, Dwayne. Nicely done.
Thanks for rolling me into him, Mike.
Yes, sir.
That is.
Got a feeling there's one in there.
Good Lord, that hole is something special. There he goes.
Definitely gonna hit this, boys, even though he rode over the top of it.
Oh, we won't fish it anyway.
Hopefully those fish have short-term memory. Alton's trying to make an appearance here. See him here.
Oh, nice fish.
They're all nice fish.
Yeah, they're all nice fish, right?
I just put my darn glasses on. Now I can't see. I put my gloves back on. Hold on.
Let's keep it. I want to get it in the sand. I was just getting back here so you could stay out there. There we go. Might be.
Here we go. I'm gonna stay in the boat.
Yeah. Hey there, William.
Okay, number 2 for you.
Yeah, buddy. Thank
Ready to
you.
go?
Thank you, little girl. Yeah.
Sucker fish?
Yeah, another sucker. Boy, that one smacked it good. Nice drift.
Nice fish.
It seemed a little brighter than those fish earlier, for sure. These Okies, they don't work, Bill.
Nope, not at all.
They don't work. Nice fish. Look at that thing.
Over. Blinger.
That's a blinger. Dime bright though. That thing is beautiful. That is a black and chrome. That's all it is.
Black and chrome.
Snow white belly. A bit here.
One more. Come here, darling. We'll let you go.
Ooh.
Oh, not quite down.
That's a
Going to hop
beautiful
out in
hand.
front of you.
There you go. See that? Oh yes. There we go. Good job. Rick.
Like that.
Boy, she's gorgeous. That is a bright fish.
Horizontal end.
Ready, William?
She's ready.
Oh yeah. Look at
Sad
that.
enough.
There you go, Mama.
See you, darling. Hooked her right in that top lip, too.
Oh, right under your leg.
Behind every great fishtail, every gripping grin glory shot, a record set, there lies tragedy. Folly, mishap, strife only an angler's heart can know. Out here, you have to earn your strikes. It won't be pretty, but we'll have your stern through thick and thicker. Because there are always more fish in the sea, and the right one, it's out there, just waiting to be found.
The Northwest premier upland bird hunting destination. Located along the beautiful Umatilla River in eastern Oregon. Fully guided bird hunts with expert guides and top-notch dogs. Enjoy comfortable accommodations and gourmet meals at the Riverview Lodge. Book your sensational hunting experience with Horseshoe Curve Outdoors.
Defiance Marine is the one-stop shop for the Pacific Northwest angler. Defiance Marine guarantees the best price on a new and best service on a repower for your current boat. Defiance Marine is a Honda Premier dealership and one of the largest on the West Coast. Defiance Marine is a boat dealer who proudly sells Defiance, Allied, and Arima boats. All boats are built by West Coast fishermen for West Coast fishermen. Defiance Marine has all your boating needs to help you get out on the water. A little look at what we used to be able to do, and I'm beyond frustrated at this point.
I have words we can't use.
Well, and it's folks, you know, again, as I mentioned prior to watching that, folks would like to throw everything at DFW, and you know, in sometimes that's appropriate. This is one that is really not. There's a lot of budget things going on right now, and there are folks calling DFW out for mismanagement of budget, and I'm not getting into all that. I have yet to see, you know, things that are people bringing stuff to me that makes me, you know, validate that. What I do want to talk about is this is just going to get worse.
Okay.
And the reason it's going to get worse is because our legislators in Olympia right now are streamlining through a budget, and they are just axing and removing a number of things out of DFW's budget. First off, Governor Ferguson ran on the fact that he was going to hire law enforcement in this state. Sure. And to this point, not only has he not, but his legislators are removing portions of DFW's budget for enforcement, when in fact, we're already down a number of officers and we need more enforcement added to the force.
Sure.
They're taking monies away, upwards of $3.8 million that would have gone towards bringing back 2 recently cut Marine officer positions, fill 5 vacancies, and a handful of new officers in this coming year.
Well, I still have to believe that they'd want the fisheries, right?
You would, DFW does. Sure, I would like to believe that, yeah.
But our legislators are proposing budget cuts to Department of Fish and Wildlife's enforcement budget.
Yeah.
I don't get any of that, but it could result in a reduction in enforcement officers, and which sounds like it's going to do, and as many as 13. Say it with me, lucky 13 positions, up to a 10% reduction.
10% of their force.
Yeah.
And hey, look, I mean, we're approaching, if not already there, 8 million folks in this state. And, you know, and if it's 10 or 11% are fishing, we're talking about 1.2 million people fishing. Now, that's license holders. That's not just everybody out on the river, out on Puget Sound or what. It's lake fishing. I mean, the whole thing, right? Mm-hmm. Let's just say it's 1 to 1.2 million folks. Cutting enforcement is the last thing we need because they're stretched so thin.
Sure.
As if that's not bad enough, there's quite a bit more. Both the Senate and the House proposed reduced money is allocated for WDFW water access sites. What am I talking about? Restrooms, grounds access, boat ramps, facilities, right? Among other properties. They want to cut that by as much as $2 million this year, and actually it would be $2 million per year moving forward. And what happens when you start removing money out of the budget so you can no longer take care of facilities, bathroom facilities, keep parking lots and boat launches clean? What's the end result of that?
Well, they close the gates, dude. We can't get in.
They don't have,
can't get in or can't get out. You know, with no money to support access sites, oh my God, you know, the bathrooms and all that, the money available for the grounds to keep up, they close the gate, and when there's no access, you know what happens when there's no access? All of a sudden, the rivers themselves start to close.
So you have possibility of, you know, money's being removed from the budget for facilities and grounds maintenance and boat ramps and policing and all the things that are needed to, you know, people think that, oh, they just open the gate and we go fishing. Well, I can tell you, I lived next to the boat ramp there at Summit Lake for 9 years.
Right.
And they come out multiple times a year and they clean the grounds, and they weekly, a truck pulls in, they clean the bathrooms. They're taking care of that stuff. That costs money.
Oh, yeah.
And when you start pulling those dollars out of the overall budget, and DFW has to go, well, which ones are going to hurt the least amount that we have to close? If we close this one, that saves this much money. But a lot of people use that facility or that parking lot or that boat ramp and those bathrooms, right? Let's close these two. They get a lot less use, and the money's about this. I mean, they have to literally figure out which way they're going to go with this thing.
Sure.
The other thing that is additionally conserving is removing monies, $1.5 million a year for hatcheries, hatchery mitigation, hatchery production, cutting it as much as 10%. And they're also talking about removing monies that DFW does receive from the general fund, which is where some of this money comes from. It's gotten to the point now, DFW didn't even put in their budget for 2027 for Skagit Sauk, where this whole thing started for us on tonight's program.
That just seems like such a little money too. So that's how it's going to be handled now, I guess, right? We just give up.
We just don't even ask for it.
Let the legislators
Just like they know
dictate.
we're not going to have the money, so we're not even going to.
So where we can and cannot fish now. That's just lovely.
Yep. So monitoring at these facilities also, like if we're removing the monitoring of the certain fisheries, if we don't have boots on the ground, do creel sampling, much like we're subjected to Skagit Sauk right now.
Exactly.
That's the future. All right. Out of time, of course. Way too much info, never enough time. Thanks for joining us. Weather's going to be okay, so try to get out there, get something done. Have a great week. We'll see you next time right here, Fish Hunt Northwest. God bless. So those are the big areas of frustration for me. We're talking enforcement, we're talking monies for grounds maintenance and bathrooms and boat ramps, and logistics is essentially what we're talking about. Logistics and employees doing their job, their daily job, to keep this stuff up and functioning so that we can utilize the facilities. When you start removing monies and can't maintain boat ramps, railings, docks, those types of things, it becomes problematic. And it gets to a point like, oh, we haven't been able to, you know, keep up on those docks for the last 3 years. So now they're in such dire straits. We just got to close the gate because that's a hazard to people. I mean, it snowballs and the effects become much worse. And every year, if they're going to just continue to remove monies from the budget, that it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Close this gate, close that gate. not just on the fishing realm too. We're talking about access to the grounds, access to the woods.
I've seen vandalism increase when they do that. I've seen places in Eastern
Oh, for
Washington
sure.
where I
Yeah.
live. There's several lakes over there. They used to be really destination lakes.
Yep.
They've closed the boat ramps. They closed the potties and everything over there.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, everything's broken. Everything's busted into. There's garbage all over the place, and it just builds.
Here's one that really
Without-
frustrates me when you're talking about the legislators and the budget and everything they're doing. I mean, the property taxes increases last year. I mean, you know, they're going after vehicle tabs again. We have so many things they're trying to introduce, and now the income tax, all of these things. They also delved into the coffers of the Left One retirement program, which is, I'm Left Two, law officer and firefighters, and I'm in the Left Two bundle. The Left One program is substantially funded. Why? Because those that oversee that particular amount of money have done a very nice job in investing and getting, you know, great returns on it, have built this amount of funds for those who are under the Left One retirement
They
program.
did too good of a job, it sounds like.
So the state goes, hey, we want some of that money. How much do they want, Bill? Oh, $4 billion.
Okay, and they cannot find $2 million to throw us the crumbs to keep our stuff going.
They're taking that $4 billion. They're spending $500 million on green energy.
Go on.
Green energy, proven fail programs, stuff that we've been subjected to for the past 12 years, you know, and now it just continues. These green energy programs that are utter failures on some levels, and yet they're going to allocate $500 million into this stuff with what expectation of return? DFW has proven time and time again, you put $1 in, you get $4 return into the
And
local
with the
economy.
green stuff, we're just putting money into it.
And it just goes
Nothing's
away.
coming back.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
And
you
so-
rather put your money into something as a regular investor? I don't care who you are. Wouldn't you want to put something in where it brings money back?
Well,
Isn't that common sense?
My honest belief is that the majority of folks who recreate in fishing and hunting and enjoy the outdoors and stuff are conservative.
Sure.
Okay. That's just the facts. I mean, they are. I'm not saying a lot of my Democrat friends or liberal friends that you know, don't partake in fishing and hunting and those types of activities, but the lion's share of these folks are conservative. And based on the general makeup of our government in Olympia and has been for 40 years, they recognize that, guess what? Those folks really aren't our base voters. So us axing things out of the budget and just removing their opportunity to go out and enjoy and do things they enjoy, it doesn't hurt us any. It doesn't come back to bite us because they don't vote for us anyway.
But money is money. I don't care who you're on,
I
what
get it.
size. You would think, no matter what side you're on, you like the idea of money coming in.
Sure.
We all like that. So why isn't that their motivational thing?
There's a number of legislators on the Republican side of the aisle that continue to fight and battle for keeping, you know, things through legislator and giving DFW the monies that they need to maintain. Look, they weren't even asking for additional stuff going into 26, 27. They're just looking to maintain.
Right.
And if all these things that we mentioned earlier get pushed out of the budget and they have to make some serious cuts, I am here to tell you, moving forward, we're going to see some gates closing, and they don't want to remove any staff, but that's not off the table either. So it just doesn't look really good coming out of Olympia. They're certainly not doing us any favors as recreational anglers and those of us that hunt. And I don't have any answers for you other than it's just utter frustration. Contact your legislators and bend their ear. But for most of you, that's on the opposite side of the aisle of the folks that are actually making these decisions. So send those folks emails. I mean, blow up their in baskets. It's getting a little late. Legislation closes March 12th, but there's still time to get in on some of these folks and bend their ear and let them know what you think. All
Well,
right.
I know here in Washington, we manage by closure.
That's something that
And
you've
that-
adopted, and
it's
there's a lot of truth to that.
Oh, boy.
There's a lot of truth
Yeah.
to that. All right. We are keeping our guest on this next program patiently waiting. Trent Fisher is in the wings and patiently, and he's a busy guy. So we're going to get show number 2 on our way and make that happen. So you ready, Jordan? Okay, let me, oh. Okay. Yes. Yep. And welcome to Fishing Northwest, New England, Bill Herzog.
Hunting, fishing is my kind of style. I plucked the Winucci with
Right there. Oh, there we go.
I'm proud I own the
That river bites, catchery, so keep that fish. Look at that thing. It's not a bad start right there. Oh, it's a big kokanee.
Well, this is as old school as you could ever imagine.
We're fishing this McKay pot. One of the cool things about a McKay pot is it's got our bait tunnel built in.
Well, buddy, what do you think, huh? Oh my gosh. You spotted him. 360 rod in the Quick Series. Fantastic rod. 10.5 foot, 17 to 40 pound rating. Water getting in there, and he's going to pull right out of my hand. There he goes. Hello and welcome to Fish Out Northwest. Dwayne England, Mr. Bill Herzog.
With Mr. Dwayne England.
Back at you, buddy. Nice to see you once again.
Yeah, man.
As we roll through tonight's program, lots of things to discuss, my friend. And we have a guest on tap that hasn't visited our studios in quite some time, but I'm glad to get him back here. So, gosh, how about the weather this past week?
I'm digging it. We got some rain coming too.
We do have, you said, now we're supposed to go out this next week, Tuesday, fishing, and it's going to be dumping.
Hopefully
especially on
not.
the coast.
On the coast, but we are, we'll see.
We'll see. That's your
Bring
weather
the
report.
bulletproof
Yeah.
rain gear. We'll do that.
Yeah, well, we do have to get out and fish and film. We're going to go chase some steelhead again before the season winds up here. We got an opportunity to get out on the big river, the big sea, and go see what we can find. I mean, spring Chinook fishing starting to take off. I haven't seen a lot of postings of spring Chinook as of yet.
I saw a guy with a limit.
Oh.
Yeah, from down the Willamette area.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Maybe that's a good omen.
Yeah, it's getting to be that time of year. They're going to start trickling in. I mean, there's obviously a few out there to go after. So, yeah, as I mentioned previous show, you know, we were on Lake Sammamish last week or a week and a half ago with Kyle, and water temps on these lakes. I don't know about you, but I look forward to an earlier than later warming of the lakes. I would like to get on some of the local lakes chasing our early kokanee as early as end of March, beginning of April. Got to get past the first week of April, though. Truth be told, we'll be blackmouth fishing.
Yeah, everyone's going to have to wait. Sorry.
Yep. We also have a lot going on in the realm of fisheries management right now. You know, it's north of falcon season, which bores the heck out of a lot of folks. But it's kind of important. I mean, the season setting process is important, and some of those numbers look a little favorable. There's a few areas that struggle still, that north central sound area, you know, that doggone it, those wild fish really handcuff us in getting access to the abundance of hatchery fish that are coming back this year once again. So that's going to be problematic. But things to take a look at, things to discuss. We'll get into that a little later here in the show. But I'm positively optimistic in the fact that I think as we roll in the spring here, some of our fisheries are going to start taking off earlier than later.
I'm just glad they're coming. I'm a little tired of winter, brother. I'm telling you right
now.
Yeah,
it's been a mild winter though.
Dude.
It hasn't been like a struggle. I mean,
No.
it's been pretty mild. You know, we got through. If we think back to December when we had the high water and significant flood events, record level.
Yeah.
We haven't had a lot of rain since then.
No, it's been rainy. It's been moist, but it hasn't moist. I like that one.
It hasn't been miserable.
But it has been miserable.
Yeah.
It has not blown the rivers out like it was earlier.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, jumping ahead here on tonight's program, Mr. Trent Fisher, born and raised outdoors. A lot of folks tuning in will be familiar with him. I haven't had Trent on the show for quite some time, but he is back. And we're going to discuss the Pacific Northwest Hunters Gathering. Never heard of it? Well, stay tuned. Trent will fill you in with all the details. And then, as I mentioned, Bill, salmon by the numbers, fish forecasts and season opportunities, stuff that we need to delve into and kind of talk about the shaping and forming of our seasons as they're going to get here.
I'm all about the delving.
That's right, all about the delving. We'll be doing that right after this break. Allied, the new leader in heavy gauge aluminum boats. Allied boats have standard reverse chine and lifting rakes to help you plane faster and run at lower RPMs. Allied boats have several models to choose from, ranging from a 19-foot Mustang all the way up to a 32-foot Liberator. So regardless of what type of heavy gauge aluminum boats you are looking for, Allied Boats will have it for you. Contact Allied Boats today to learn more about these incredible fishing machines.
Sharp as can be. Super strong, super durable.
Really good penetration. Thinner and stronger.
Catch fish after fish.
want to make sure that I'm using the best stuff possible.
World's finest hook.
World's finest hook.
Gamakatsu. World's finest hook.
Yep, for sure. Oh yeah, big fish. Yeah, buddy. Nice fish. Oh, beauty. Gorgeous fish.
Bobby's on the board.
We got a good one.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Oh geez, come on.
Nice fish. Nice fish.
All right, welcome back to the program. I want to introduce you folks to somebody I've known for quite some time. They're doing some amazing things out of Oregon. If you haven't heard of them, you've been living under a rock. Trent Fisher, born and raised outdoors. Welcome back to the program, buddy. It's been a number of years since I've had you on.
It has. It has. It's great to be here, guys. It was cool listening to you guys on the previous program, just talking about just fishing and just the politics involved, man. It would be just nice to get out there and just go have fun again at some point without all that.
Wouldn't it though? I mean, you hate to even use the word or utter the word politics in what we love to do and so passionate about. I like to say the issues. We try to get educated on the issues. Trent, you spend a lot of time educating folks on all the things behind the scenes relative to hunting. We delve into the hunting stuff too, timely during season, but obviously a lot of fish talk around here, and, budget cuts are never friendly to anything we love to do.
No, they don't seem to be. And they glean off of everything, fishing and hunting. I'm in more in the hunting category, actually, but yeah, I totally understand what you're saying.
Well, totally. We don't have you on here tonight to talk politics. We got you on here to talk about a new event that you're jumping into, on board with a handful of folks you partnered up with. Who'd you pull together, or who are you joined up with?
So we'll have Dave. We're gonna have three or four, and there'll be people mixing in and out. It's called the Hunters Gathering, and I just got invited to it this last year to be a spokesperson for it. And I waited around, and I kind of just juggle it around, is this something that is this a direction that I wanted to go? And it honestly speaks to all the pillars of what we do. It's educate, entertain, and inspire, right? And if it's in that category or one of those categories, I'm excited about it. And this really tips on the side of education side. Yeah. And we've been super fortunate enough to hunt a boatload and be able to hunt a lot of different states. And elk has been our main priority, honestly, where we cut our teeth. We do all animals, obviously, as far as going out and having adventures, but elk has just been where we've learned so much about. And so I'm going to be teaching the elk hunting. They'll be teaching blacktail deer. But the cool thing about it is it's Pacific Northwest stuff. So it's got blacktail deer, it's got black bear, and it's got turkey. I'm going to be able to teach the elk hunting section. It's going to be the longest section in the 3 days. And so April.
Talk a little bit about the venue, where it's located, and the venue or the housing, and are all meals included with this thing? Is a full package deal?
Yeah, full package deal. You know more about it, honestly, probably than me, honestly, Dwayne. I've never been up there before yet. But it's in Washington. Can you name the exact spot, Dwayne?
No, well, it's out in Roy, and
it's out in Roy. Yeah,
I looked it up. I mean, it's a fantastic facility, the lodging and everything, and of course, as you read through the information on the Hunters Gathering, it's all your meals are included and stuff. It's a full orchestrated deal here that you guys are putting together. I'm pretty excited about it. I plan to attend. Looking forward to that. The amount of knowledge that we're going to gain from that, I'm just excited about, and not to mention the folks that we're going to meet.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing too. You said it too. All the meals and everything are going to be awesome. It's from years past. They've done it the last, I think, 3 years.
Okay.
And they've never had an elk category in it, and so this is going to be a fun time. So, but yeah, all the meals are provided. And the cool thing about it is I'm going to be there. I'm going to have my whole team there, and we're going to be there for 3 days. And so it's not just the classroom session. We do about 8 hours a day of classroom work and everything. But afterwards, it's going to be just living. It's going to be having fun, a bonfire, a drink in your hand, you know, all of us sitting there telling hunting stories, telling fishing stories. Just that side of it's going to be super, super fun. I think
it's not just all classroom sitting there watching PowerPoints and looking at pictures of, you know, successful outings and kills and stuff. You guys are going to actually have some hands-on application out in the field and some time to spend, you know, in the outdoors during the day.
Yes, and I'm going to bring some equipment too. So I'm bringing bugle tubes for I'm going to bring all the reeds for everybody too. And so I'm going to go through from start to finish. Like, all right, this is what I do normally when I'm going to call elk, and this is how I do it. And I'm going to work with people after each day in the evenings and stuff like that. We're going to be able to do some one-on-one time with individuals that are saying, hey, I'm struggling here. I need some help here. We'll learn together, but I'm going to just glean off of the knowledge that I've gained over the last, you know, however many years I've been doing this thing.
Been doing it for a few. You got a few elk under the belt, that's for sure. Both archery and rifle and the whole gamut. Tell you what, don't go anywhere. I know it went by fast, but we're going to jump out for a quick break. When we come back, I want to continue with dial down or drill down a little more on specifically your topic on elk, kind of the nuts and bolts, you know, how we're walking through the day and a half of your presentation, and really what the folks are going to learn when they spend a day with Trent Fisher at the Hunters Gathering. So don't go anywhere. Back after this break.
I make my living catching fish, not only as a tournament angler, but as a guide as well. Catching fish is important, and Gamakatsu hooks for me, you know, they kind of help take the luck out of fishing a little bit just because they're a high quality hook. Obviously have a really good reputation for being very strong and very sharp. Gamakatsu, I use their products every day in the boat, and, you know, big part of my success.
All right, welcome back. Still got Trent Fisher hanging around, Born and Raised Outdoors. www.bornandraisedoutdoors.com. If you haven't checked out everything they got going on, plus all their social media platforms, and their YouTube channel is synonymous with anybody who's truly into hunting. So, Trent, before the break, we're talking about some of the folks that will be there and some of the topics. Let's kind of drill down on your specific topic, elk. Kind of give us real quick, you know, A to Z, what we can expect that day and a half that you're going to be presenting to the folks.
Sure, yeah. The first day I'm going to jump into it. I'm just going to start. This was interesting because they come to me and they said, well, you're teaching for 8 hours a day. I'm thinking, well, shoot, 8 hours of elk hunting. But then I started breaking it into categories. I think we could talk about 2 weeks about elk hunting.
More likely, yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
So I'm going to break it down from start to finish, and it's going to cover everything from my preparations and everything when I go, what I use, to, you know, when I first get that bugle or that calling scenario. And then it's going to go into tracking. It's going to wind. It's going to go into shot placement. It's going to go meat care. It's going to go through the whole gambit of start to finish of just kind of the elk experience, if you will, and then packing out. I'm going to bring what I pack in my pack. And if you want to do a backcountry hunt, or you want to do a one-day hunt, or you hunt from the pickup, or whatever that may be, everything is okay with me. It's just, I'm going to give you the tools, hopefully, that that can take you to that level wherever you want to be.
Yeah, so well-rounded. You're delving into archery hunters, rifle hunters, muzzleloader. I've been trying to get after muzzleload for the last couple of years. I find that to be an interesting time of year. They're still talking a lot, it seems, at times, depending on what the weather's doing. And there's just, in some areas, there's just not a ton of pressure.
Yeah, muzzleloading, it's something kind of a little newer, honestly. I've got into it just a little bit in the last little while too. And you can draw some great tags. You're limited a little bit on range, but at the same time, it opens a door for a lot of really, really good hunting, honestly. So we'll touch on some of that as well. Definitely.
Yeah. Here in Washington, we're allowed now to put or mount a 1-power scope on our muzzleloader. You do that down in Oregon?
Not yet. No, it's still open sights. It's still iron sights. They did say now we can use fiber optics iron sights, but that's it.
Oh, interesting. So as far as the other contributors on this, you mentioned black bear, blacktail, one of my passions, and of course turkey hunting as well. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, Dave's going to teach. He's super. I've just met these people just in the last month or so.
Yeah.
Dave's going to teach blacktail. His background on blacktail has been unreal. He's killed. I think he's killed 7 bucks over 120 inches with his bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Which is big feat. I think he's got the 4th place state record in Washington for a blacktail, and he's killed every single one, he said, at under 20 yards.
Oh my God.
So it's been he kind of just walked me through a little bit of, he does a lot of scents, a lot of drag scents, a lot of that kind of stuff. And so there's a lot of stuff I think on that realm that I'm gonna actually glean off of and learn quite a bit from too. So it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah. You spend much time turkey hunting each year? Or you ever have time?
I don't. I'm bear hunting the whole time.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
Spring starts the bears, and unfortunately, you guys got that taken away from you. But
don't get me started.
Yeah, we have more bears that we're just filthy with them, just probably the same as you guys are.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, 35,000 or so. Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, reading through the website, and kind of wrapping my head around this whole program and what you get as you sign up or decide to participate. Is there like a duffel bag or some type of gear bag or something that folks are going to receive for signing up?
Every single person's going to have a whole bag. They're going to have, I don't know everything that's in it yet, but I'm bringing elk calls. I'm going to bring game bags, meat bags for people to have. I'm going to try to set you up with the, let's call it the elk starter kit. How about that? Where
that sounds good.
You can build on that. And I know the other people are bringing stuff too. So yeah, you'll get to go home with a bunch of stuff. It's great food. It's going to be great. I think we're going to all walk away from this thing feeling like a big family. Honestly, I really do.
Yeah, networking in the industry is so important, and to make those connections. And if there's a few folks coming from other states and whatnot, to have that connectivity out of state is always valuable, especially if you want to start kind of dipping your toe in that, out of state hunting pool. And what does it take for me to, get a tag here or get points there? I mean, there's a process in every state, and, look at Idaho as of late, they've changed once again. So there's a lot of things that you're going to learn. I'm looking at this thing from big pictures. Like, you're going to learn a ton with the keynote speakers and the specific topics. You're also going to learn a ton in the sidebars and the relationships you initiate and start to build with the folks that are going to be there like-minded as yourself, there to learn and share as well.
100%. The biggest question I get, Dwayne, honestly, and I get tons of emails and stuff like that, is how do I find a hunting partner?
Right.
How do I find someone that has my own mind, that can, have my back out in the woods, or someone that'll actually step back and call for me for one time, you know what I mean? And and I think this whole thing's going to be really productive as far as just bringing like-minded people together and creating those bonds with brothers. And I think it's going to be cool.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great time. Like I said, I'm going to make sure I get signed up by tomorrow for this thing before it fills up. They have 100 slots, if I'm not mistaken, got 100 vacancies to fill, and I think it's going to probably fill up. It's going to be a great 4 days. April 9, 10, 11, 12, if I remember right.
Correct.
Yep, April 9, 10, 11, 12. So, and it's out there in Roy. Where can they go to gather all the information?
Just to the website, huntersgathering.com. So just, can I send you a website and you post it, or can you do that stuff, Dwayne, or how does that work?
Yeah, it's all me. I got it. I will share it on all our social media platforms. Hunters Gathering.
I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an easy one to pull off. No problem. So, hey, know you're busy. You're at the Hunt Expo this weekend.
I am.
Yep. And of course, you're never sitting idle. So lots going on with Trent Fisher. Check them out. Born and Raised Outdoors, if you're not familiar, and then also get online, check out huntersgathering.com. And if you're so inclined, please sign up and we'll see you there. Trent, always a pleasure, my friend. We'll be in touch and I'll see you real soon.
You too, brother.
All right. Take care. All right. Trent Fisher, Born and Raised Outdoors. Look him up and everything they got going on Born and Raised, and check out the Hunters Gathering. I think you'll be surprised at just how much will be going on there. Out for a quick break. We'll be right back.
Behind every great fishtail, every grip and grin glory shot, a record set, there lies tragedy, folly, mishap, strife only an angler's heart can know. Out here, you have to earn your strikes. It won't be pretty, but we'll have your stern through thick and thicker, because there are always more fish in the sea, and the right one, it's out there, just waiting to be found.
The Northwest's premier upland bird hunting destination. Located along the beautiful Umatilla River in eastern Oregon. Fully guided bird hunts with expert guides and top-notch dogs. Enjoy comfortable accommodation and gourmet meals at the Riverview Lodge. Book your sensational hunting experience with Horseshoe Curve Outdoors.
Defiance Marine is the one-stop shop for the Pacific Northwest angler. Defiance Marine guarantees the best price on a new and best service on a repower for your current boat. Defiance Marine is a Honda Premier dealership and one of the largest on the West Coast. Defiance Marine is a boat dealer who proudly sells Defiance, Allied, and Arima boats. All boats are built by West Coast fishermen for West Coast fishermen. Defiance Marine has all your boating needs to help you get out on the water. All right, welcome back. Always a good time with Trent Fisher. Man has a ton of knowledge. I'm looking forward to that Hunters Gathering. That's going to be fantastic.
He was very enthusiastic.
Oh, he always is.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the Born and Raised guys are. They're jumping all over the place. Yeah. Hey, Bill, as we know, North of Falcon is happening right now. NOF, as we refer to it. It's a necessary evil where, you know, the powers that be, DFW managers and fish program managers and directors, and then, of course, the co-managers, the tribal folks and committee folks who are invited. They sit down at the table and they hash out all the numbers and they try to decipher who gets what share of what and where it's going. And, you know, it comes down to numbers. I mean, it is so problematic to manage fisheries here in Washington State. Folks across the nation can't even fathom what we go through year in and year out.
I'm trying to figure out how they slice the pie.
It's,
I mean, as far as nature always throws a monkey wrench in there somewhere.
There's always something. There's always a component that they got to lean into, and like, here's your baseline, and it's horrible, but we got to build off of that. And because of this, we don't get access to this or that, right?
But then they have to have something like the middle of the season. That's why we have those middle season changes all the time. But man, I wouldn't want to do that.
No, it's frustrating. It's very frustrating when they can't come to agreement at the table. And so a few of the numbers that are getting tossed around, though, that have been published out there going into this season, that's really what it comes down to. What are the numbers and how do they reflect on how the season's going to be set? Going into Puget Sound forecast for Chinook, over 300,000.
Whoa.
Over 300,000, of which 279,000 are hatchery fish.
Okay.
Now, the natural origin, we don't even say wild fish anymore. We say natural origin, right? The natural origin, natural spawners in our rivers. The problem there is we only have 30,000 natural origin fish coming back for our summer Chinook fishery, our fall Chinook fishery. So what happens there, that little area I was talking about that kind of is here, and you got all these hatchery fish out here that you want to go after, but the impacts to these low numbers of natural origin fish could be above what they're comfortable with. So that's why we no longer have full-on seasons. We have days.
Right.
We have days of fishing. We got our Chinook opener, and we get to at least go after it for 3 days, and then they got to reevaluate, right?
Right.
And they also have that whole thing of sublegal encounter.
There's the magic word again, encounters. That's how it keeps us fishing.
The sublegal encounter.
Yes.
It's like, what does that factor even mean? I have yet to see some data produced that says, due to our ability to stay off sublegal encounters, our fish abundance return has now gotten to this.
Right.
I want to see where that actually fits in the models. I want to see what we've gathered after years and years and years of going after data retrieval of sublegal encounter. What is that actually showing?
Well,
I mean,
there has to be some consistency in there somewhere. And
something.
You go over 10 years, it's like it was a 10-year run average, okay? They got to have a 10-year, 20-year, who knows? But some kind of average that they can go every year and go, okay, this year, you'll see how it goes, in a linear pattern.
So as I mentioned, the lack of the natural origin fish are going to keep us off the abundance of hatchery fish. Our hatchery return is actually up 60% compared to the 10-year average, and up 16% above last year. And last year we had a great summer opportunity, 16% above that. Wow. Natural origin in your 10-year average is down 35% and actually down 7% over last year. So that is some of the constraining factors. That and the sublegal encounter, and the test boats are out there. I don't know what they're doing, but they're catching a lot of sublegals, it seems. Let's move to the Chinook numbers out at the coast. They are just down. Hatchery fish, natural origin, all of it's down compared to the 10-year average. Compared to last year, it's all down. Doesn't look great. So that's going to be a bit of a struggle out there. Have an opportunity on some of those rivers and having access to some of those fish. And then, of course, Columbia River Chinook. Total forecast is 651,000 Chinook.
Ooh, this is spring, summer, fall.
This is fall Chinook. So last year compared to the actual return was 736,000. They just kept coming.
Yeah.
But going into it, we have a substantial number, well over 500,000 of Chinook coming back to the Columbia River. Once again, never enough time, always too much info.
Yeah.
So glad you could join us. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We'll see you next week right here, Fishing on Northwest. God bless. All right, so yeah, 651,300 for Columbia River Chinook, which is look, we had a great year down there last year.
I
must spend more time this year.
Kings.
Yeah, you did. And they just kept coming. They kept extending that season. One thing I want to remind folks is that last year we actually had Chinook fishery. Once we got, so we started off, we could keep wild and hatchery. Then we had hatchery only. And then once it opened back up for retained wild and hatchery, that fishery extended into September 6th.
Yeah.
On the lower river. I'm not talking about above the dam. I'm talking lower river opportunity through September 6th. Typically we're like, oh, now it's just coho fishing. Mm-hmm. So I'll be curious to see what they end up giving us as we move into setting season for that lower Columbia stretch. If we can get into that first week of September again, that would be fantastic.
Oh boy.
So I guess we'll see what we end up with there. Our buoy 10 fishery, 282,000 of those 650,000 fish are upriver brights.
Okay.
You like that number?
We need 30 of them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, fill that card, upriver brights. So how about sockeye numbers?
Okay. Give it to me.
Yeah, well, I'm going to put my eggs in the basket of the Baker Lake opportunity. Last year, new state record, 92,000.
Yeah.
92,000 ended up coming into that program. Yeah, it was was dynamic. It was pretty darn good. So 92,000. We're not going to see that many this year, though the forecast is for 71,000, which is pretty respectable.
Yeah, it was kind of the same last year, and all of a sudden,
Then
whoa,
they
we
showed
got,
up.
we got more.
I think the forecast last year was like 61 or 62.
Yeah, so I'll take
and
it.
they kept showing up. Yes,
I'll take it.
absolutely.
Betcha.
Based on what we saw last year.
Sounds like a good season and good numbers for keeping.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So Baker Lake looks like it's going to do well. Brewster, Okanagan.
Yep.
184,000. 184,000. So not a.
It sounds like it's going to be open for like a 2-fish limit, and they're going to keep their eye on it. And don't be surprised if
they close it again.
Happened like last year. We'll get an early closure.
Yeah, they start out with a 4-fish limit last year, I believe, and they closed it after a week or 10 days.
Then it went to 2, and then it
was closed.
Get out of here.
And then all of a sudden, people started going, "Well, what's going on over there at Baker Lake? Go check that out."
Yeah,
so, a bunch of East Side guys coming over here. It was great. So yeah, Brewster Pool probably not going to be a standout by any means. I mean, maybe the fish will show up, but I doubt it. And I'm not going to really put in too much effort to think about getting over there.
No,
I want to put a full weekend on Baker Lake. That's where the bigger fish are.
Speaking of Brewster and speaking over there, what did it say there about summer Chinook going up in the Upper Columbia?
I didn't look at that. Sorry.
Oh.
Coho. Let's jump to Coho before we get out of here.
Okay.
Coho, impressive for Puget Sound, 887,000.
That'll do.
That'll do. So when we get done catching our Chinook, we can at least keep chasing those Coho. And remember, resident Coho opens first of June, so that's something to look.
Did I also mention the Cowlitz River? They're still getting Coho in the Cowlitz.
Yeah,
they are.
Didn't you? Go ahead.
I was going to say they're up. I used to go up around Packwood.
Yeah,
and fish farm. They're still dumping them in up there. Not too many now. They put 41 of them in there 2 weeks ago again. 41.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, it's March.
End of February.
Yeah, it's March.
Beginning of March. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So let's see. Overall, which is about 55% hatchery. Yeah. So 887,000 Coho for Puget Sound, 55% hatchery, 45% natural origin.
Okay.
That's a good mixture there. North Puget Sound rivers, as far as Coho, are doing much better than South Puget Sound rivers. Down here in the South Puget Sound, we're still going to struggle. The coast is going to see about 420,000 Coho, which is a decent number.
Okay.
Columbia River Ocean Abundance, 511,000. So we got over 500,000 Coho. We have over 600,000 Chinook to the Columbia.
Nice.
So our buoy 10 fishery for the month of August and moving into September should be performing pretty well.
Okay.
Should be performing pretty well. So we definitely have some opportunity out there. The numbers have started coming in. I like to wrap my head around that and kind of see what seasons they're going to give to us. But before we get to all that, man, we got that blackmouth fishery to look forward to. I just cannot even wait. I can say we're less than a month because today's the 5th, and officially it kicks off April 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and then they have to reevaluate the numbers, of course, and do their test and see where we're at. And if there's quota, today is the 5th, and if we got quota left,
wish me happy anniversary.
Yeah, there's a reason for that, and I can't remember why. Yes, happy anniversary, Bill.
I've caught the biggest steelhead I ever caught in Washington State, March 5th, 2007. Today. Wow. Yeah, that was on an Okie drifter.
And it weighed what?
It was 44 inches long, and then we didn't get a girth measure on it, but it would have been anywhere from 29 to 31 pounds.
Well, you didn't bonk that fish?
I know. the constable would not have approved.
The constable, yeah.
Would not have approved.
Did you take pictures? You got Polaroids?
I told you we had that guy on the radio.
Yeah.
My guys who went down there were my witnesses.
This is true. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Is that? No, that's not the day the rock went through the window. That was Tommy or something. Anyway. Okay, well, that's your numbers wrapped up for us, and we got a great season to look forward to. We got some spring fishing opportunity to look forward to, and I just start getting excited this time of year because things are really going to start happening.
The daffodils are up. That means it's go time.
It is go time.
That's right.
All right, any final words? Lots of folks tuning in tonight.
Cool.
Chris and Larry and all you guys, Clayton. Yes, thank you. It's a great show. Good job, guys. Yeah, appreciate it. You guys got stuff on here you want us to talk about or guests you want us to get on, let us know. Hit us up via email at fishuntnw@gmail.com. And then, of course, or you can message us on Messenger, all those social media apps as you were. So, all right, going to do it for us for another couple of weeks. We got some fishing to get out and do.
Man, when we come back, you guys are going to get blown away.
That's the goal. Perfect. All right. Had a good time. Thank Trent Fisher for jumping on. Always a great guest. And we had a lot of dialogue here. And we're going to continue to track those WDFW budget woes and see where we end up here. Lead session is over by March 12th. Thankfully, you know, hopefully some of this stuff will fail and they don't get it passed through, because I'm telling you, man, it's not looking good.
All I know is I'm already depressed. I had to drive over the Nisqually on the way here, and it was in beautiful shape. And I thought of it's March on the Nisqually.
Yeah.
Man.
Good riddance. All right. Have a great evening, everybody. We'll see you back here in a couple weeks.